So what's physically paid out is probably about £1,000, but what's lost is £1,000 in legal costs with solicitors' letters, etc., etc. So these figures are based on a review of 600 of our clients for last year. So a 10% sort of the market scaled up. So as you can see, it's probably not as bad an area as you maybe came into today thinking, well, would it be for me? Is it dangerous, or etc. As I say, it's a very temporary nature of the procedures that mean that the claims are low and the frequency is low. And in terms of, well, where do those claims fall? A lot of it, as you can see, the vast majority are derma filler claims. And these are often about granulation or nodules, and particularly not products you were looking at today, but some of the deeper ones like Sculptra, where there is a mixing process, and although they say it should be done 1 or 2 days before, probably an experienced practitioner says, well, I make it up a week before to allow the product to really gel and get properly emulsified before injecting. But probably the most come in derma fillers. Secondly is lasers, and it's just simple laser burns. Really using the laser head too close to the skin, nicking the skin, etc. And generally it depends on skin types. Obviously the lighter skins, the marks don't really show unless you're sunbathing, etc. But when you get into skin types 5 and 6, it's a permanent nick. Now it's still small, but they'll make an issue of it, and it will probably result in a £2,000 claim for that nick. And that's why insurers always ask, are you skin type 1 to 4, do you want skin types 5 and 6 to be included? Smart Lipo, which is the system for mini liposuction using a laser cannula or ultrasound. Basically, that's a surgical one. And again, it's either that one side is better than the other, or that there's been some bruising, etc. There are a number of Botox claims, minor ones in most cases. There have been a few where they've just nicked a nerve. But generally, again, very low. And we have framed in the office one letter from a solicitor that says, my client had Botox treatment, and now when she frowns, there's no lines. And wish to make a claim, and we had to sort of write back very politely saying that sounded like a perfectly successful treatment, but it is framed in our office because it just made us laugh all day. Macrolane, as I say, there has been a few issues there, and it is really one where I would say the practitioner has to have a skill. I guess most people can just simply inject. I think with aesthetics, you know whether you have a touch and a feel and you can do that. But obviously, what tends to happen is that people start with Botox and derma filler and then say, well, how can I expand my business? How do I do this? And they go into lasers and other treatment. And doctors tend to go into things like Smart Lipo and Macrolane. And I think, if I was being really honest, I think sometimes the people who are doing the Macrolane don't have that real feeling and perception for it, and it's gone wrong. There's been a couple where there's been leakages, etc. Nothing major again, and again, not a major payout on those claims. And obviously, chemical peels are people going in the sun after treatments, etc. Beauty therapists, just very quickly, just to give you a feel for them, because obviously you're probably seeing quite a few cases where maybe they've come in and they've been to a beauty therapist or whatever for skin treatments, etc. But it's estimated they're doing probably 18 million treatments a year, everything from mild chemical peels to laser treatments, etc. Again, very low claims thing. What I've left out of here is public liability, because the biggest thing seems to be spilling wax in people's homes and ruining carpets and furniture, but that's a totally different issue. But again, claims, not really a big payouts. And in terms of the majority of their claims are actually laser claims, again, burns, etc. And there is talk about that really some of the more powerful lasers really should be for clinical staff and